The ruddy's showing through. No ruddy, no ruddy, no ruddy. Red rum. Okay, I was talking to the girls, and they were saying something about bitching about phones, and I was like, you're lucky, because when about their kids' phones, that's what got me. I'm like, kids with phones, like, Jesus. And they're like, yeah, you have to, like, all the kids have phones now, like, all of them, not just, like, the older kids, all of them have phones now. And I'm like, that's ridiculous. Why would a child need a phone? That's what we do anymore with children. And I was like, you guys are like so different than the way I was raised. And I think it gives us older people, I think it gave us and our children more patience. I think that's what they're missing. And like time to measure a day. So I was thinking about cell phones, and like, I love my cell phone. Oh my God, I'm on it all the time. It's like my little Tinkerbell in my hand, you know. I do Instagram and I play with it and I watch people and I follow things and I buy stuff and little trinkety, that's what it's like. It's like a little Tinkerbell in my hand. Anyway, but back when I was growing up, we had one phone. So I was like, in the 60s, which is when I grew up, the 60s, late 60s, early 70s. In the 60s, you had one phone in the house. Now, that phone had to be used by you, your sister, your mother, and your father. In my household, 4 people, one phone. Now, my dad could care less about the phone. He talked on it maybe twice a year. And when my mom and dad got divorced and my dad had his own phone, it was so funny because he would say, you would call him, you go, hey daddy, and he'd go, yellow, yellow. And yeah, he stayed on the phone maybe 5-10 minutes to talk. Hated the whole concept of phones, you know. And oh my God, like being able to find you when you get in your car and leave, no, there's no disappearing. Nope. These people, like back then, those people didn't like it. And nowadays, I wonder if they weren't right. So, I got one on my tail, guys. I got it on my tail. So my dad, like, never, like, would use the phone as me growing up. But, like, Becky and I were friends, and we wanted to talk, like, all the time. Even if we weren't talking, we were teenagers. We wanted to sit on the phone and be quiet together. Like, that's literally what we did half the time, okay? So, the phone was, like, so important to us as children. It was so funny. Back when I was growing up, you didn't use numbers, you used letters. So, Becky's number was EL6 5726. And mine was all numbers. Or was it hers was all numbers and mine was, it was like that. Like one of us was all numbers and one of us wasn't. It was weird. But most of the time it was letters. GR7, EL6, Elgin 6. Like that's the way the phone works. So you didn't have 3 numbers. But then the numbers were corresponding, so you actually did. But that's why if you look at an old-fashioned payphone, there's not just, now there's numbers, right, on a square. But if you look at the circular one, there were letters too, because EL6 was GR. I can't think of anyone else, but I know there's lots more. It's like ELE or something. I can't remember now. But yeah, so it was letters and numbers together to dial a phone. And you had, if you were lucky for Christmas or Hanukkah, you got your own little princess phone, which I did. I had my little pink princess phone in my room, a little push button phone. Push button was all the rage. Like, we didn't have push button before that. We had rotor, like the old fashioned round thing you see it in old movies. Yeah, we had that. And then so we all had to use one phone, but we all had phones that if you picked up, you could hear the other, the conversation going on. We had many lines in a house. You could talk to me from the kitchen, from the rec room, from not the living room, kitchen, rec room, mom's room, my room, Pam's room. Those are the three. Or that's where all the lines went. So you had all these lines to the same one phone number, and you had two girls that by 10 years old, we wanted to sit on the phone all night. So it was this race for who was going to get to stay on the phone, and we would fight with each other all night long. And then my mom would want the phone because she was a phone bitch too, and she would want to be on the phone. So we would all be fighting like, you had your turn, and you gotta get off the phone. Oh, it's my turn. Oh, and then my sister had a boyfriend named Skip. I swear to God. So it's like, remember West Side Story, and the guy's name was Biff? Okay, well, we had Skip. We had a Skip, not a Biff, but still, same thing. And same kind of weird, just that era of time's name. Skipper, Barbie Ken and Skipper. Well, Pam was dating Skip, and I was dating no one, but wanting to talk to Becky about everybody who I wanted to date. And so, by the way, Skip looked like Jesus Christ. He had really long hair. It was his 60s. So, anyway, so Pam would want to talk to Skip on the phone. Like, she would be like, my boyfriend's calling. Like, that's more important than Mom, than you. So we would fight about the phone. And then I, being the little sister, would be like, well, if I can't be on the phone, let me listen on the phone. So that's what I would do. I was so good at picking up the receiver and holding down the hook and listening. And she would say, Paula, are you on the phone? And I wouldn't say anything. And she'd say, I think she's on the phone. And Skip would say, she's not on the phone. I was on the phone. So, it was just what you did back then. One phone family. And then Mom would just be like, fuck you two. You've had this long enough. My turn. Go to bed. I'm getting on the phone. Same with the TV. Because there could only be... You didn't have the same choices on TV. It was your TV had antennas. But on TV, you had to pick what your family was going to watch. And if you didn't like what your family was going to watch, then you were fucked. Because, family choice type shit. So I liked all the animal shows. I liked, oh my God, what was that called? With the Bridges. Which is funny because my sister ended up friends with the Bridges later, with Jeff Bridges and the other son. Not Jeff Bridges, the other son. I can't think of his name now. He's married. Nice guy. But him and his dad and all that. They had, Sea Hunt. So I used to watch Sea Hunt. I used to watch the one with Jacques Cousteau, Under the Water. I loved all that. I loved anything with animals, so I loved those. And so did Daddy. So that was good. So I had Daddy on my side. Mom and Pam could care less. What was the other one I used to watch on Sunday nights? On Sunday nights, I would watch Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. I would watch Don Amici Circus, and then we would watch The Wonderful World of Disney. And on Disney, it could go either way. You could have really good stuff, or you could have, they had Western movies that I wasn't really kin to, didn't like very much. So you had to get your family in on it. They had to be the ones to, be okay with your stuff, with your idea of what the night looked like. And a lot of times they weren't. Daddy and I always wanted to watch silly comedies, but Daddy also wanted baseball. And on Saturday afternoons, you couldn't watch anything. Not that there was a lot on, except for Soul Train. that I watched it. Not because it was black, because it interfered with the sports. True. But I love Soul Train. Oh my God, that was our me and my sister love Soul Train. Like on Saturdays, you would see us like doing the line dance. Yeah, Soul Train. Love that show. And that was Saturday afternoons. What else was there? And like Saturday mornings were pretty much given up for the kids for cartoons, but there was no alternatives. Like that, your whole family watched that. If they woke up that morning, that's what they watched. They didn't watch anything else. So it was pretty amazing because you all had to, your family had to agree. Your family had to be the one. My sister and I watched the Beatles on Ed Sullivan because that was on Sunday nights too. It was like from 5 o'clock on Sunday nights was good stuff. I think Ed Sullivan was Sunday nights. I don't remember. But anyway, we were young, and I remember this so clearly because we took baths and were in our nightgowns, and we were doing like flips on the couch and screaming just because other people were screaming, but I don't think we knew why we were screaming. Maybe Pam had a vague idea. I just thought it was funny. And everybody in the audience is just losing their mind over the Beatles. We had the Meet the Beatles album. My father was a fan right away. My dad liked good music. He was good that way. But, yeah, but we didn't really understand why girls were screaming and losing their minds. We were too young for that shit. Anyway, so you shared a TV. You shared a TV until one day, I don't know if it was for Hanukkah or my birthday, my mom gave me this little pink TV. Everything was pink and black in my room. That was my two colors in there. Yeah, I think. And, pink and black, and my mom had one day I walked into my house when I was in, I don't know, maybe 3rd or 4th grade. I walk into my house and my mom had put a mural on the wall, and it was of like a Grecian, like you're in Greece. It had like pillars that were broken and this beautiful fountain in the middle. It was really pretty, but it was like, okay, now we are in Greece. We have no connection to Greece. We're these Jewish people living in a Gentile neighborhood pretty much. And we have Greek stuff on the walls because Mom thought it was pretty. My mom used to do all kinds of stuff. She would rip wires out. She would rip windows out. She didn't ask. She was like me. She asked forgiveness, not permission. And which was fine. I thought that was awesome. And Daddy didn't, but he put up with her because she was so fucking pretty. And we had a pretty nuclear life, you know. We looked like the typical. We belonged to a swim club, like most people our age. We belonged to a swim. Yeah, you had to share a phone. You had to share a television. There was no. You didn't get to just say, this is what I want to watch, this is what I want. No, you shared. You shared. And you had to be happy to do it. And the other thing is you walked. All these rides. Give me a ride here, a ride there. Oh my God, I walked my whole life. I walked to every day. I woke up before everybody because I was an early riser. And if I was old enough to get the fuck out of there, that's what I did. I would just get up and go. And I would write a note off to the Lawrence Park Shopping Center. I would be there before the stores opened because I was just such an early bird. And I just wanted to walk. And that was miles away from my house. And Becky's house, I walked to Becky's. I would be at the park. I would be at Lawrence Park Shopping Center for a while. And then I'd go over to Becky's house. And Becky's house was like super far away. And I walked that all the time. Like all the time. So when we were young, we walked everywhere. If I could get there by walking, that's how I got there. You didn't have rides. You didn't have, yeah, there were buses because it was Philly. We had buses and the L and stuff. But that was to go downtown, or that was to go, like, you can grab a bus to go to Upper Darby or something from, like, up in Broomall or something like that. But you wouldn't take a bus to go to Becky's. Not far enough. I'm not going to pay that kind of money to go 3 miles down the road. I'll walk it. That's what it really was like. That was kind of cool. I like that part of it, where you walked. You just walk. And that's what I mean by measuring a day. I feel like you can't measure a day anymore. That you're so inundated with like not just like education and work and all the things around you, but you're inundated with entertainment on a scale that, like, kind of is baffling, because what it does is it takes away from the natural entertainment I would have from getting up and walking if I had that. Like, why get up and walk 3 miles to Becky's house if I can sit here and watch what Becky did yesterday or whatever? I don't know. It's just so different. But I think those times alone, walking from street to street, turning, going here, going there, everything quiet, the sun coming up, the sun going down. We walked at night, the sun going down. I think all of that lets you measure the day, lets you weigh the day, lets you value it in a different way. We always looked at time like we didn't get enough time, not that we were filling it with something. I think people look at it too much like we're filling the time. We used the time. So it's different. And I think it was better back then. I know everybody's going to say, oh, everybody thinks it's better. Yeah, I know. But I really do believe I wish I had my sunglasses. I really do believe I've been looking for them again. I really do believe that we feel like we live more because we marked each hour differently than letting it go by, watching YouTube. And I love YouTube, but watching YouTube, watching Instagram, watching series of things, like that's just 1 hour after the next. It turns into whatever, a day. It's not marked. It's not measured. Do you understand what I mean? So, yeah, I feel like something's lost in there because we don't have our kids walking and we don't have our kids waiting. I think patience is lost because our kids don't wait for the phone. Mom! PJ won't get off the phone!